On July 27, 1953. 3 years of war. No winner, no loser. Just a line drawn in the mud, and a decision made in a conference room. Why did it take so long to stop the fighting in Korea? April 1950. Communist forces cross the 38th parallel. A divided Korea becomes a battleground. The world watches as a civil war turns into a global conflict. United Nations authorizes a multinational force. The United States leads. Soldiers from 19 countries march toward Seoul and toward a war that will claim millions. By 1951, the war grinds to a halt. Trenches stretch across the peninsula. No side can advance. The human cost rises, but no one wins. Millions flee their homes. Bombs fall on cities. Families are torn apart. War becomes a daily reality for those caught in the middle. The United States and China clash in Korea. The Cold War heats up. A proxy war becomes a test of global power and a fight for ideological survival. By 1953, the fighting slows. Delegates meet in Panmunjom. A fragile hope emerges that peace might finally be possible. July 27, 1953. Delegates from North Korea, South Korea, and the United Nations meet. A document is signed, and a war is officially paused. The armistice creates no winner. A demilitarized zone divides the peninsula. The fighting stops, but the war never officially ends. The agreement includes a ceasefire, prisoner exchanges, and a neutral buffer zone. No side claims victory. The line is drawn, and the world holds its breath. News spreads to the front lines. Soldiers on both sides pause. For the first time in years, the guns are silent, and hope flickers in the darkness. Soldiers from North and South Korea meet at the DMZ. A moment of shared humanity. For a brief time, the enemy becomes a fellow soldier, and peace feels possible. The armistice ends the fighting, but not the division. Families remain separated. 2 Koreas emerge, one communist, one capitalist, locked in a frozen conflict. The DMZ becomes a symbol of division. Tanks and soldiers patrol the line. For decades, the border remains a reminder of what was, and what could have been. The Korean War ends, but the Cold War rages on. North Korea aligns with China and the Soviet Union. South Korea embraces the West, and a new rivalry begins. The United Nations oversees the armistice. Diplomacy replaces combat. A new era begins, where peace is brokered through negotiation, not war. North Korea becomes a communist regime under Kim Il-sung. The country is isolated, but unified in its ideology. A leader rises, and a myth is born. South Korea begins its recovery. The United States supports its government. A fragile democracy emerges, and a new generation rises. The Korean War ends with an armistice, not a peace treaty. The line remains. The war is over, but the division is eternal, and the world still waits for the final chapter. The line remains. The war never ended. What happens next is up to you. Subscribe for more Untold History.